everyone, and welcome to the Deercast. Today, Harry and I are bringing you a short review of this lovely scope that Harry has fallen in love with. This is the Z8i 2.3 to 18 by 56p. Weighs 725 grams. Retail online, we found it for £2,835 from Clooney Country Sports. It's got a 30mm tube. This version doesn't have ballistic turret, but you can get them with ballistic turrets. 93% light transmission. What more could you want from a scope? Harry has had this fitted to your sow for months, 6 weeks now?
I think about a month, yeah.
Go on, what do we think?
It's just all things to all men, in my eyes. And obviously you do pay for it. What did you say it was currently?
2,800.
2,800 is a lot of money for a scope. But if you want the best of the best of the best, I mean, this just does it all. It's 2.3 is the lowest mag. So even if you want to do running shots or really close up follow-up shots, you've got that option. All the way up to 18, that's more than you could ever really want for deer stalking, in my eyes. The fit and the finish, obviously, from Swarovski is just second to none, in my view. Like, you know, the slider for the zoom, it's beautiful.
It's so slick, isn't it?
It's just a beautiful object to us nerdy people who like scopes. And you know, if you've handled enough scopes, you can sort of tell the difference. All the way down to the way that the turrets sort of. Well, probably not making a very good advert for them squeaking there, but it's all just incredibly well thought out.
A prime example of this for me is the parallax. So you've got an adjustable parallax on the left-hand side. I think it's 50 out to infinity, but there's a 100 yard or meter, I can't remember, increment. And when you reach that point, it just sort of, it doesn't click, but it's sort of, there's like a light click, if you can call it that, just to tell you you've got there. So if you're in the dark or you're behind the rifle scope looking at something and you twist the parallax, you know when you've hit 100, and it's just.
And I've had exactly that, where you're sort of thinking, where am I on the parallax? I can't quite work it out. And you go, oh, yeah, it just stops there. You just know, oh, that's bang on 100, and that's really helpful. The other thing that I really like about this, which I think sort of slightly sets it apart from a few other scopes, is that the illuminated reticle is on the sort of front ocular, if you like, and that just makes it look so much sleeker, because you haven't then got another dial on the side, you know, and it just saves that. And I think it's a much more obvious place for it, because it's just literally right there. You can switch it. And the other thing that's really lovely is you've got the option between. Let's see if you can just see that. You can either flick it one way like that, and that's for sort of daytime or like light. You know, when you're sort of want like a very dim red dot, and then the other one is much more intense. And you can change the brightness of both of those with these little buttons, and it'll save it.
I was going to say, I don't understand why or how, I don't understand how, because I'm not a clever enough man, but it's got sort of like a memory function in there. So if you're on the day one and you set it to, let's say, 4 power, and then you flick it off, next time you flick it back on, it'll be like, I know you like 4 power, I'll put it back on that for you.
Exactly. It just thinks of it all for you. And then, you know, you leave it on, which obviously we all have done. You go back to use it again and it's battery flat. Not with this. It switches itself, I don't know, on or off. Every time I go to use it, it's got power, even when I've left it on.
So I think they call it Swaro light technology. So when the scope tilts like that, or like that, as in i.e. when it's not horizontal, or even if it's horizontal but sat there for a prolonged period of time, it will just turn itself off to save the battery. Pretty cool, isn't it?
And I know quite a few scopes have that now, but that is a incredibly incredibly good feature.
Off you go.
And just everything about it is brilliant. That's my genuine take on it. I absolutely love it. If money was no object, I would 100% have one of these. It's just absolutely brilliant.
Interestingly enough, I had a look, because when Harry fell in love with this, I believe we had 3 options. The first one was we tell Swarovski we've lost it and it's not coming back, and we never post a picture of it ever again on Harry's rifle. The second option is Harry just mans up and buys one, or the third option is you find a second-hand one. And there are actually quite a few good second-hand ones out there for not crazy money.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you can get a second-hand one for under £2,000, I mean, you're absolutely that is so much scope for the money, and the light transmission, the glass quality, but also the coatings they've got on them. I've been doing a lot of woodland stalking with this rifle, and it really picks out fallow deer, which is a hard thing. It's a real ask in sort of beech woodlands. So I've been really, really impressed with that.
It is just beautiful, like you say, in every single way. It's just been crafted phenomenally, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And I think, for me, again, if you were to go out and buy a second-hand one of these, the Swarovski warranty is so good that you knew even if you bought it and it was a bit of a dud, you could send it back to them and they would look after you and get it repaired and working how it should.
Yeah. I mean, this on a sour rifle to me is just the best of the best.
So why aren't you buying one, Harry?
They are just a lot of money. That is the downside. You can't have everything. And the downside to this is £2,800. So it might be on my future Bobby's Bits list, but I think certainly this side of Christmas, very unlikely.
Well, there you go, guys. A lovely, lovely scope, and by the sounds of things, a ringing endorsement for it. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to comment, like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one when hopefully Harry's manned up and bought one of these.